Mr. Chairman, as you and I know from our time working together on its development, the Springfield Comprehensive Plan is in need of significant revision. The long-term vision laid out, the adoption of the plan reflects projections in our office and retail markets that have likely been out of reach for some time now, a fact that has only been exacerbated by the current pandemic. Fortunately, the Fairfax County Economic Development Authority, or FCEDA, has a demonstrated capacity to commission and deliver high-quality market assessments which provide valuable insights into the demographics, commercial and residential markets, current and planned development, as well as forecasted market demands in specific target areas within our county. Given the demonstrated need in the Springfield-Franconia submarket and the FCEDA's track record of success with soliciting and delivering high-quality market assessments, I move, Mr. Chairman, that the county executive liaise with the Fairfax County Economic Development Authority to prepare a draft request for proposal, cost estimate, and other relevant materials necessary for the board to take up a consideration item for a possible market assessment of the Springfield-Franconia submarket in our upcoming carryover discussions. So clearly, we've got to look at this area and be kind of responsible in what is possible. And I think this market assessment will give us the data and give us the information that will help us in making future decisions. So that's on the recommendations. And then secondarily, which I think is probably even more important, as we think about implementation. So thinking through, we want recommendations as a result of the study, but we also want guidance on implementation.
All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? And that motion carries. Supervisor Lusk.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, as we are all aware, the county is currently facing an extreme labor shortage within the solid waste division of the Department of Public Works and Environmental Services. This labor shortage is particularly pronounced amongst our county truck drivers. Public Works is currently short by approximately 25% of the drivers needed to resume regular solid waste collection in the county. The shortage is further compounded by workers who are out based on illness or various other types of leave, magnifying the issue even further. The backlog created by this shortage has meant delays as long as 3 weeks for pickup in some neighborhoods. The accumulation of solid waste, particularly yard debris, is creating hazards that negatively impact our environment, attract rodents, and potentially create dangerous obstacles for drivers, cyclists, and pedestrians. Supervisors Alcorn, Supervisors Gross, and Supervisor Stork and I move that the county executive direct the appropriate staff to prepare a series of recommendations for the board to consider for purposes of training, attracting, and retaining CDL holders.
All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? And that motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, the current pandemic has put unprecedented strain on our public safety personnel. It has also greatly magnified many of the staffing challenges that were persistent in our public safety system even before COVID-19. For every entry-level firefighter EMT position advertised by the county, we receive approximately 4,000 applications. However, Supervisors Alcorn, Gross, and I were surprised to learn that of the 4,000 applicants that begin this process, approximately 75% drop out of the process on the very first step, the personal profile. Unlike in surrounding jurisdictions, as well as in most comparable jurisdictions across the country, firefighter EMT applicants in Fairfax County are required to collect and mail in physical copies of their employment, education, and personal reference documents. This antiquated process is likely responsible for a substantial portion of the early attrition in the hiring process, largely based on a combination of inconvenience and that simple fact that an applicant can advance through the process in a neighboring jurisdiction much more quickly simply by being able to submit their application materials digitally. Therefore, Mr. Chairman, Supervisor Alcorn, Supervisor Gross, and I move that the county executive direct the appropriate staff to undertake a review of the information technology support, resources, and timeline necessary to convert any applicable portion of the Fairfax County's Fire and Rescue Department application process over to a digital portal. That staff specifically designate any best practices or adjustments that could potentially be coordinated and streamlined with parallel hiring processes across other public safety departments, and that staff report back on their findings to either the Public Safety Committee or the Information Technology Committee before the end of 2021 with an interim update or implementation recommendations.
Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? And that motion carries.